There is a story in Devi Bhagavati Puran and Martande Brahma Puran which talks about the blessings of Devi Bhagavati. In ancient times, during Swarochisha Manvantara, there lived a highly religious king named Surath. He was extremely generous and took care of his subjects as if they were his own children. Unfortunately, his ministers conspired with his enemies, and the enemies defeated him and took over his kingdom. Feeling dejected, King Surath retreated to the forest. One day, tormented by hunger and thirst, he arrived at the hermitage of the great sage Sumedha. When the sage asked him about his situation, the king narrated his entire story. The compassionate sage offered him hospitality and shelter in his hermitage. One day, as King Surath sat under a tree and was reflecting on his lost kingdom and family, a merchant named Samadhi approached him. Samadhi's sons had taken his wealth and ousted him from his home. Sharing a similar fate, the king and the merchant quickly became close friends. Together, they decided to seek a remedy for their sorrow and approached sage Sumedha for his guidance. At that time, the venerable rishi was sitting peacefully in meditation. The king and the merchant prostrated at his feet and asked for a solution to their troubles. Sage Sumedha said, "My children, those who seek well-being should worship the great goddess Mahamaya with their thoughts, words and actions. By worshipping the primal force, the Adi Shakti, all desires are fulfilled. Through the grace of the goddess, one attains happiness, wisdom and liberation effortlessly. To please the goddess, one should observe the Navratri fast, perform the goddess's puja, chant the Navaran mantra, and perform offerings. The Navratri fast is the most supreme of all fasts. Observing it grants one all the pleasures of life. You should both worship the great goddess Mahamaya with total devotion. Through her grace, all obstacles will be removed, and her devotion is the ultimate remedy for all the worldly afflictions and the best path to liberation from the ocean of life." For everyone to know, the Navaran mantra is spelled as such: Am Reem Kleem Chamundai Vichai. Now let's move back towards the story. After receiving this advice from sage Sumedha, King Surath and the merchant Samadhi went to the bank of a sacred river. There, at a secluded spot, they began to chant the goddess's mantra and meditate on her. They performed penance for an entire year, sustaining themselves with some fruits during this entire period. In the second year of their penance, they subsisted only on dry leaves. By the third year, they gave up even water and leaves. Pleased by their severe austerities, the great goddess Mahamaya appeared before them and said, "I am pleased with your penance. I am ready to grant the desire of your hearts. Ask for a boon, O devotees." Upon hearing the goddess, King Surath was overjoyed. He requested the goddess for the destruction of his enemies and the restoration of his peaceful kingdom. The goddess replied, "O king, return home now. Your enemies will abandon your kingdom. You will rule the entire earth for 10,000 years, and in your next birth, you will be born as Manu in the lineage of the sun." Samadhi, on the other hand, asked the goddess for pure knowledge that would liberate him from the bonds of material existence. The goddess blessed him, saying, "So be it," and Samadhi was satisfied. Thus, by the grace of the goddess, King Surath went on to rule the earth, enjoying prosperity, and Samadhi attained knowledge and walked the path of liberation. There is no doubt that reading and contemplating the sacred tale of the goddess's blessing bestows knowledge, liberation, fame and happiness on the devotee.